It's a Strongway ATV log skidding arch from Northern Tool. The box is pretty destroyed from shipping, so hopefully none of the pieces are missing, because my girlfriend found a handle in the driveway the other day, and as I just moved the box in here, pieces were falling out all over. So hopefully everything's here. We're gonna get this built and then hopefully use it tomorrow. But there's a picture of it, and you can see there's some of the pieces that fell out, and the box is all destroyed. They got a nice tape repair here. Alright, we're gonna get started on this. Alright, so it looks like all the pieces are here. I got them all set out. Hardware's over there. We're gonna go ahead and construct this. It shouldn't take too long. I also didn't say, so I got this from Northern Tool, and it was like $245. I paid $40 for their club membership, which gives you free shipping for a year. It was $49 if you just got standard shipping. So we're gonna go ahead and put this together now. Alright, all we gotta do is change out our sockets, tighten up the two bolts under the crank. So it took us maybe, I don't know, a half hour, if that, to put this together. But pretty simple. The only thing that I really see is, like, they should have put a lock wash or a lock nut on here instead of just a standard nut, because that's something that's gonna move. This is something that's gonna move, so that nut's gonna come loose and it could fall off. So I'm gonna get a lock nut for that. But everything else seems alright. Put the chain on and it's ready for service. Alright, in a previous video, a guy commented, his name is Boy with a Lot of Toys, said I should get one of these log arches because they keep the front end off the ground. Because I've had an issue with a couple logs where that front end is kind of stopping me with a little bit bigger logs. This log's not too big, I could probably drag it without the log arch, no problem. But it does also help from tearing up, like when I gotta pass through the yard. So I got to put together from this is from Northern Tool. It was like $245, $40 shipping. Try it out. I tried it on a bigger log yesterday and it just wasn't. I couldn't really get the strap underneath it. The chain they gave me wasn't long enough. So I would recommend they give you a better chain, a little bit longer. I got my own, and this moves, so this really should have a lock nut on it and not just a regular nut, because it's going to back off. But other than that, it seems like a pretty decent tool. So I'm going to try it out, It's designed for logs this size, maybe a little bit bigger. It says up to 18 inches. This is only 11 inches, so it should have no problem. The one I tried lifting yesterday, well, I couldn't actually get the strap underneath it. The chain wasn't big enough to go around it, so that was part of the issue. But that was a little bit too heavy for it, and it was kind of in the mud. Just wasn't a good deal. This one shouldn't be a problem at all. My girlfriend got me this Carhartt belt, tool belt. She got me another attachment too that holds like the hookaroon, but it's designed for a specific hookaroon that company makes, and that one that I have doesn't really come out of it too good. But I always have a million things I got to bring down here, not enough hands. Yeah, so helps out. I already drug, I got 3 logs up there already. I'm going to take this one, locust. I'm taking this load to the Amish. I'm going to try to get as many logs as I can on. Cut the rest of this into firewood, and I got some pieces over there I got to split up, and I got a pile I split last night. So. Alright, so it really helps you if you have something like this, can't hook, then it gets it off the ground. It's easier to wrap this strap around. Don't knock it down. Strap goes around, clips on itself, like so. Try and get up. Lifts it no problem. That one I was cranking yesterday, that big one, I was really cranking on that thing. She had a lot of weight for only having one end of the log lifted. I drug it out with the Mini X today. Then you wrap this chain around. I'm going to do, you can hook it right on. Like so, and actually bent this hook a little bit. And we'll try it like that. See how it pulls out. I gotta take the hook off. Alright, I'm going to let the tension off of this strap so it's supported more by the chain. Okay. Supported primarily by the chain, and we'll see how it pulls out. So that seemed to work pretty good. I'm going to finish dragging it up to the house where I got some other logs, get a load put together. But for a smaller log, no problem. It just helps out a little bit. Not necessarily needed, but that little bit of drag from the front of the log into the ground can sometimes prevent you from successfully getting that log out. So there'll be times where it's not really needed and times that it's nice that you have it. But for the price, I didn't think it was too expensive. You could probably make one a good bit cheaper, but I don't have a welder yet, or really the time. I mean, I do have the time, but you have to pick what you want to make time for. So I had it shipped there while I was working, and then when I got here, put it together, and we put it together in probably a half hour, and it's in use. Like I said, a couple little upgrades, chain, and should change that nut, put a lock nut on that one spot. Should work pretty good. Yeah, that went pretty well. Now to drop it, pretty simple. Crank it up, get the tension off the chain. Tension's off the chain. And then lower it down, and then you'll have to get your strap out from under it, of course. The one thing I found with this roller here, I mean, I got it so it just barely moves. I could probably loosen it up a little bit. I had some space in there before. These two metal arms, you can squeeze them together. With space in there, the strap would roll off of the roller and go down in the crease, and that won't do any good at all if you have a log on there. So you got to tighten it up to where this plastic roller can still roll, but there's no gap. And that's it. Drive away. It's really light, easy to maneuver once you unhook it. Push it around, no problem. It's got a 2-inch ball. So yeah, that's it. If you're interested, if you drag a lot of logs with your four-wheeler for $250 roughly plus shipping, it's a pretty good deal. But I tried it on this log right here. It's about 20 inches, 21 inches, and it's only an 8.5 foot log, but it was just too much weight on that. Just couldn't get. I mean, I might do it with the new chain now. Also didn't have I couldn't wrap that chain all the way around it. I just had it supporting the bottom of it, but I don't think it would struggle with it. It will fit in there. That log would fit in there, and it almost touches the rails on both sides, but it's a struggle for it. But smaller logs, that's a 10.5 footer, no problem. I just drug those two out with the 4-wheeler. So, yeah. As always, thanks for watching. If you have any ideas or suggestions of how I could do things better, or just anything, feel free to comment. I usually always respond. Like I said, this was suggested to me and I ended up purchasing it. It's gonna help out. I got a lot of logs to pull out of the woods here, but I might not always use it, but it's definitely gonna come in handy. All right, thanks.